what's up, everybody, and welcome back to Shunn B Films Presents The Director's Corner. I am Shunn B.
Hello, everyone. It's your good sis, KS Rich.
Hey, it's King Matthew D. Molden. Holla at me.
And it's your girl, J Baby.
J Baby.
Hey, so it's a lot been going on the last week. Should we? You know what? Let's go ahead and do a recap from the last episode.
Okay.
We were talking about relationships in 2021. Conversation got a little deep. It got super deep. So we're gonna definitely have to come with a part 2 to that. Man, what you got on there? Anything changed since the last conversation?
Man, not much has changed. I've been talking to some young ladies that it's been really nice. Nice so far. It's been cool. Communication is there. So they respect time, so it's cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
What you got?
Well, you know, I'm just focusing on myself right now. That's what it's all about right now.
I know.
I know too.
I know.
I know.
So yeah, Jessica, what you got? What's going on with you?
I'm just living. I don't know.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Dating in 2021 is, I have no more words for it, to be honest.
It's a movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Horror movie.
I can see how it's been going. Terrible. Okay.
Very much.
Everybody going through it though, so you know we're not alone.
Man,
Yeah, going through it alone, but I'm straight.
it's
Don't do that. Don't do that.
definitely crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
Wow.
But you know, we just gotta keep it moving, keep it pushing. That's all we can.
I would like to say this. It just redirects your focus of staying focused on yourself. When you be trying to give energy to somebody that's just not receiving, then it just is more like alright, bet maybe this is a sign that I just need to focus on me, continue to focus on me. So I mean that's the good thing that I'm getting out of dating in 2021.
Definitely. Well, that was that little recap. We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving and go into our hot topic, man. It's been a lot of craziness going on over the weekend. What you got? What's the hot topic? What we talking about today?
The hot topic for today is the passing of Young Dolph. It's very unfortunate what's happened.
Very much.
Yeah, basically, if you don't know, if you don't know, he was shot and killed in his hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. So yeah, like it's impacted a lot of people, especially his family. I can't imagine what they're going through. Prayers to his family. But yeah, it's just a really like messed up situation, especially in our community, the Black community. It's something we see far too often. So yeah, like what are y'all thoughts on that?
Go ahead.
Our entertainers going out by violence is definitely a problem. Just like she said, we see it way too often in our Black community. In our community, I say our Black, yeah, but our community. Our entertainers going out by violence is just a real big unfortunate problem. Brings unfortunate to people and their family who they're around, and all the systems that they've been setting up to help their community. Like I know that Young Dolph had many things, was involved in his community a lot. And his principal actually recently posted a picture and a post about him, talking about how he was a respectful young man. You know, although, you know, troublemaker, whatever, but he's still a respectful young man. And how much he cared about the principal, and he came back to the school and helped out whenever he could. And I thought that was pretty dope. And for him to be taken away in the fashion that he was very unfortunate, and it's heartbreaking and sickening, definitely, for him and his community and the school and everyone involved. So, yeah.
Most definitely, man. It's just my take on it, man. It's it's Young Dolph today, or we talking about him today. Ain't no telling who it'll be tomorrow, because everybody still dealing with the street stuff. Everybody don't know how to separate the music from the street life, and just you're an entertainer now. Just go on, do that, you know what I'm saying? And it's very unfortunate you know, this guy was married, you know what I'm saying, with kids. So now, not only did that stop, his life was cut short, but now that altered the lives of his children, his wife, the label, you know, everybody that's coming up under him, working with him and stuff like that. And it's really sickening because as a black community, it's like the more we trying to build up stuff, we taking ourselves out the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's getting to that point where it's like, dang, it's somebody else. Who is it today? Who is it tomorrow?
And it's always the community in their own hometown.
In the hometown. That's the crazy part of it. It's the one, and it go back to the show when people say, a lot of people say, people from other cities mess with me quicker than my people in my hometown. And you know, I got a thought on that. You know, I always think about that. I'm like, you know what? It be the haters in the midst. You know, it be people that you would think that you would get support from. You know, that your local people, your people that you see on the regular, and they be the main ones want to see you fail because people got that mentality like, it's not me, so I don't care.
Right.
I'm still here. Why do I care that you getting fame, fortune, and moving on up in the world, stuff like that? And it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
People don't know how to genuinely be happy for folks, you know.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like my opinion is that, like, our black community specifically, but people need healing from their environments, I feel like. Because people grow up in these environments, they see all this stuff, and they see it as normal. And it's not like, it's like they don't really value themselves, I guess, in a sense. They don't value the importance of community. And maybe I'm missing something when it comes to like the street life, but I mean that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, Nori, he had him on Drink Champs in an interview, and he was talking about him being cautious when he's in his own city of Memphis, and making sure that he was just being cautious and seeing if he had another spot outside of Memphis, and he said he did, of course. And he had a response in that interview, when Nori was talking about people going back to their cities and stuff like that and having problems with people in their cities after they get famous and get to a certain point in their career. And he was saying, and Young Dolph said, that ain't got nothing to do with me, you know, or something to that effect. I'm not gonna quote him. I don't believe I quoted him correctly, but it was definitely something to that effect. Yeah, and I when I heard it, I kind of frowned, and I was just like, I wish you know would have taken.
What made you frown about that? Like,
because it had everything to do with him. It had everything to do with him. He was like, you know, what did that have to do? It had everything because he's an entertainer. He's reached a certain status, and he knows where he comes from. And he knows there's people when you're living that lifestyle, when you lived that lifestyle, and you move on from it, and you do something better, people get jealous and they're like, oh, he got it like that? Okay, so I'm gonna get my stripes by taking him out.
Right.
And so that's how people think. And I would have wanted him to understand that and take heed to what Nori was saying, so that he can move more cautiously when he's in his city of Memphis.
I mean, I can understand him saying that don't have anything to do with me, because at the end of the day, we're our own individual selves, and we're responsible for ourselves. I can see where he's coming from with that, and at the same time, it's like, what do you expect when you come from that life? You know?
Right, but the reality of it, like you said, what do you expect? Like, it was Boosie did an interview, I can't remember with who, but he spoke violently when he said what he said. He said that he'll never move back to his hometown. He said he'll never move back, and it's not because there's not people there that love him, and you know there's not people there that support him, but at the end of the day, like, there's people that were trying to kill him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he said that, but I know that was like the angle he was going into. He said, because if he gonna move somewhere where he's not from, they gonna be like, oh, he's just a celebrity. Like, he's not no threat to us. He's just a celebrity. But if you go to your hometown and you see people that you you starved with and was given the same opportunity as you is, and they didn't get it but you did, then that's where the envy and the jealousy come into place. And although they might not have not even been jealous of you then, but they're jealous of you now. Right. Like, you can love your city, but do your city love you back?
Ooh, that part.
Yeah, you said a word right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, that's the sad thing about like the black community.
Right.
Nobody ever wants to see like each other do well, and it's hard for some reason. Maybe we can dive deep into this, but it's hard for black people, a lot of black people, to be supportive of other black people.
Right. We don't know. I mean, it's not that we don't know how. It's the fact that society has taught us not to do it, and then when we do it, we are, what's the word I'm looking for? We're a threat. We become a threat. And when black people become a threat, then there's other people that come in that try to manipulate us against each other and make us kill one another.
Right.
And it's just, we just got to be smarter about every move we make.
Exactly, and that's what Nori was speaking on, because as you see, the rappers who get killed most of the time, they get killed in their own city. Nipsey Hussle, Mo3, King Von. It goes on, and that's what he was saying. He was like, be careful when you're moving out there. Everyone you can't always move around alone. Definitely in your own city, after you reach a certain status, you need to have protection, which you can't, and it's sad that has to be the thing you have to do. But in order to protect yourself, protect your family, think of that first, and then move how you need to, what's necessary. And it's necessary for people in their own cities, when they become a certain status, to move with security and stuff like that, because people in your city, it's not going to protect you like you think they will. Lil Durk said that Meek Mill wanted to go to O Block. He said, come to at your own risk. Lil Durk well known around Chicago and O Block. He said he knows there's people that want to pick me off. There's people that want to pick me off. Ops have no head when it comes down to that. Ops will go and pick them off as soon as they see them. If they have the opportunity, they will seize it in a moment. And that's what I believe Nori was trying to get through to Young Dolph in that interview at that time. And that's what anyone should realize coming up. When you come from a place of violence, or come where your city is and you prosper beyond that, when you go back, move cautiously and with security, so you can make it back home to your family, make it back home to your wife, your kids.
All right, so I want to throw something out there, because with all the people that we named, you got to factor in rap beefs. That's playing a major role in a lot of this stuff, because like I said, people reaching a certain status and you elevating, but you still down here trying to play with the street stuff, man. Like, how y'all feel about it? Y'all think that that's one of the main downfalls of why everybody losing their life behind this stuff, man? Like, because I can't sit here and cap and be like, Young Dolph went out here saying what he wanted to say to folks and rap beefs. We all know what Mo3 was on. Mo3 didn't care. He say whatever he wanted to say. King Von, he out here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, do you make yourself a target when you do that stuff?
Well, see, when you say that, I just feel like it's kind of like a lose-lose. Because when you come from the streets and then you become successful, and then you got some that at a success right at up high, and then once they get there, they be like, well, I'm still deal with the streets because that's kind of what I know. But then you got some that reach that peak, and then they be like, forget all that. You still you still got people that's gonna be after you. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have those people that be like, oh, he don't remember where he came from, and woo woo woo. And then when you dealing with people that be like, forget it, then he gonna be like, I lost my train of thought. Let me let y'all talk.
I know. Go ahead,
I feel like that's bound to happen when you don't have the proper guidance.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys, they come up, they get this all this success, and it's like I'm assuming it's overwhelming for them, and so they get like the egos get to them. And so they feel like they feel like they're invincible. Nobody can tell them anything, right?
Untouchable until you get touched.
Exactly.
It can't happen to me until it happened to you, and then you're on the morning news and your family crying. That's the saddest part about it. Is the family has to deal with it. All the and it's not to blame the person that gets killed. That's not that's not what we're doing here.
Right.
And he said doesn't make you make him a target. Well, Jessica said it's lose, and they already are a target, you know, because they are successful. Because as soon as you get a little success, people start hating, jealousy, envy arrives.
And then people want what you got.
They want what you got,
but then want to put in the work, so they just want to take what you got.
But there are people that have put in the work, but it's just not their time, and that's what people gotta understand. Like, it's just not time for you. That don't mean you gotta attack everybody that came before you or that's ahead of you. Like, wait your turn, straight up, because it's coming. If you are dedicated to your craft and you dedicated to what you're trying to do in life, it's going to come for real. But you cannot move off of jealousy and hate because you're not there. You want to be where they at. Maybe that's not the lane for you. Maybe that's not it for you. Like, maybe like I was watching King Richard last night, and he was talking about I know I'm kind of like off on, but I'm about to make a valid point. But he's told his younger daughter Serena, he was like, Venus is gonna be number one, and I know you're tired of being in her shadow because she's the oldest and she's great at tennis. But what I see for you, I see your sister might be number one, but you're going to be the biggest thing ever. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, just wait your turn. And she was that. And I said that to say this, like, people just got to understand you have to put in the work and be dedicated and just wait your turn, and it will come. You ain't got to step on nobody to get there.
I believe Nipsey said that he just never stopped. That's all. He said the only thing that set him apart is that he just never stopped. And I look at Lil Durk and saw him in the, saw him while he was coming up, while Chief Keef was already blown up. Chief Keef was that guy. He was the guy of Chicago, and Lil Durk wasn't getting so much praise. And now I see Lil Durk now. He's on all these songs and he's blowing up, same with Lil Baby when he was looking up to Gunna, back on what you said, like people waiting on their time to shine and come up. And that would be the idea for everyone. Unfortunately, it's not, because you look at it and be like, dang, they got it now. I've been doing the same thing. And I ain't got that.
And that's what it. And another thing too, man. Some people do what I'm saying. You ain't got it.
You don't got it. Sometimes you just don't got it.
Like I said, that's not the lane for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can put so much into something, it's just not your lane. You know how many times I done did some things that I thought that was like, okay, this is what I want to do. Boom, when you get there, you be like, this is not me. Like, I can't. And you can be, passionate about it in the beginning, but as soon as you get in the midst of it, you be like, yeah, I don't think this is for me.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
You're going to find out one way or another if something is not for you.
Right.
It's like Nick Cannon and rapping. Like,
I mean, that's
he's passionate, man.
I still like that song, Gigolo. I'm a jiggle.
But my man came through with what he doing now. He got
right.
shows,
oh yeah, exactly. He's an entertainer,
but
he ain't no rapper.
But you know what?
He had one hot song with what's his name, the guy who's featured on almost everything. He even had a feature Ty Dolla $ign. He had a song with Ty Dolla $ign. I thought it was pretty hard. It's Ty Dolla $ign. I think Jock Priest was on that song too. I was like,
you know what, man? Nick
it was cold. It was kind of.
Nick Cannon on his rap career, bro. he's not one of them rappers like Young Dolph and everybody like that.
Right.
So people tend to forget that. People always associate rap with you got to do this street hardcore gangster stuff. Nah, that ain't what it's about. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just that. You know, that's just one form of rap.
Right.
And so his stuff played to where he came from, Nickelodeon stuff, man. He tried to say when he came out with Gigolo, I was like, boy, what?
I like that song.
I like the song, but I was like, this man been on all that and everything else, man. He out here talking about some Gigolo. Boy, if you don't sit down somewhere. Nah.
Hey, Nick.
Gigolo.
Nick with it. Nick is with it.
But
I fools with Nick.
But better say something else. But back to like this, the entertainment. I mean, with Young Dolph and everything that's going on, man. Memphis been crazy.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, man, they just shot up the man Memorial. Man, they were paying tribute to this man. Somebody got shot outside of that. They caught the gunman on that though. They said it was 3 gunmen. It was like 3 gunmen, but they caught them. They didn't say it across the way. Somebody else got shot at.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. Then, you know, Soulja Boy is supposed to have been a part of them.
Yeah, what were the comments that he made?
Bro, man, Big Soulja, you ain't from the hood, bro. So just kill it, man. He talking about coming up in Memphis, talking about, so I ain't scared. I got fans, and I'm like, man, bro, sit down. You are not that guy. This, I wouldn't even be person. They probably ain't even gonna waste a bullet on
Big Soulja.
On Big Soulja, man.
Draco.
Just go you. I said you. I made the comment, man. Talking about it was probably him. I said, man, dude ain't did nothing like that, man. If you ain't finna use somebody, he didn't do nothing. He ain't said nothing up, bro. I said, dude,
probably Soulja Boy.
Yeah, man. There been so many rules, but
Soulja,
bro.
Soulja.
The whole thing about that situation is that he was saying he was releasing his album. He was releasing his album or something.
Mm-hmm.
On the same.
Go ahead.
On a day that had to do with Young Dolph, and he was like, what Young Dolph got to do with me?
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't no reason.
I was wondering what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, man, what that man did, it was because they were keeping him from the Millennium Tour. Because he supposed to be performing too. You know, that's supposed to be in Memphis.
Yeah, that was in response to those comments.
Yeah.
They were.
So there was no earlier beef between Soulja Boy and Dolph.
No, he just wanted to be a part of the mix, man. All this stuff, you know, you be cloud chasing, man. Dude be cloud chasing, man.
Of course.
So it's entertaining. It's funny.
Bro, stay cloud chasing, man.
Because but shout out to Soulja Boy, but he was not the first to put ice in the G-Shock. It was Lil Bow Wow. I had posted that. He did not respond. Because I had finally got him. I got him, but Bow Wow had it a whole year ahead of him. And I was like, I got him. He didn't respond. Twitter did nothing for me. It went down. Somebody favored it and said underrated. And I was like, thanks.
Like I said,
I'm not even on Twitter.
I don't want nobody wasting their time beefing with my man Draco, man. Because if he, like I said, he ain't you and the motherfucker, he ain't finna do nothing, bro.
The beef stuff I'm glad the beef stuff is coming to they starting to look at beefs more so corny and coming into a pause, and it started out with Drake, you know, mending all of his beefs with other rappers.
That was dope, though.
That was dope. Yeah, of course.
That was the biggest move.
That was hella dope.
That was dope.
You know, he had Meek Mill and Chris Brown coming at him. That was wild. Like light skinned niggas.
And they did songs together. Like this
hits.
But you know what? One of the best things they did, man, throughout the pandemic was when they started the versus battles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it allowed people, even old people who haven't really been mainstream lately, who kind of been, you know, in the shadows, gave them an opportunity to resurrect, you know, some of their old material that kept everybody hype, man. That was like, shout out to the people who came. You know, it was something to do, man. Especially looking for something to do during the pandemic when everybody was like, now everybody's out here in the streets like Corona just went somewhere.
Shout out to Swiss Beats for that, for sure.
For sure.
One of the verses, I'm ashamed to say it, but one of my favorite verses was Bow Wow and Soulja Boy.
Bow Wow put on the show.
He
Yeah.
did.
That's his
He
thing.
had me
That's
hyped.
his domain. That's
He
Bow Wow.
had. I did not. I mean, of course, I know Bow Wow music, but just to hear it again, just like you said, just to hear it again, I was in here like I was 9 years old. Like
I thought that was
Well,
a bad matchup.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, I thought it was a bad matchup though.
You know, hopefully, man, they take a step further with the verses, man, and get some people with beats to kind of just bring it out, man. You feel like, you know, your music better than his, or you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you can take it to them.
And it's
let the audience decide.
And it's all music. I know.
It's all music.
Jay-Z, he was saying something. He had saw someone in the club. It was a member. I forget the Tribe Called Quest member. I forgot which one. And he's like, oh man, it's nothing. It's music. He's like, it ain't about to fighting. We ain't about to shoot anybody up at the club. Nah, this music. You know.
Yeah.
Rap back.
Right.
And I really respect Jeezy and what's the name when they did
Yeah.
they were Gucci. They
I heard
you know,
they was talking mad.
Oh yeah, they got tense.
Yeah.
But then they brought it all together at the end, summed it up, and told them,
performed.
yep.
And they performed the song together.
they had
And
some real life.
And went to the
beef.
club after that and like did.
And that's what about it. I mean, at some point, man, at some point in your life, you gotta
Grow up.
grow up and put them childish things behind. Because, first of all, man, y'all got families and stuff now, man. Y'all both making money and stuff like that. And that's what you gotta look at. When you didn't have none and, you know, that's what you had to do. You really had to trap and stuff like that and do all that stuff, man. That's cool. You ain't gotta do all that now. So why keep...
Oh, my bad. I said a Tribe Called Quest and it was Mobb Deep. And I know I'm gonna get flamed for that. So
I just think a lot of people, well, a lot of guys that, you know, elevated their life, they don't really understand that they are becoming a type of man now. Like they are becoming a type of man that you have something to lose now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think that's their problem. Like they be like, oh, I don't want to seem like a punk out here or nothing like that. It doesn't matter. You are in a category now. You have to move different. You have to think different. You have to make decisions that you wouldn't even, you would never thought you had been able to make back then.
But that's the thing though, like they still operating in them.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they understand that they are the type of men that, like you in a whole different world now, baby.
And it goes back to what Kaylin was saying earlier about the guidance, the proper guidance.
Right.
They need that.
They need that.
And then it's like they get under these record labels that's just trying to take everything that they can get out of them, and it's like they
go back into that.
They live in a lifestyle that I guess is requiring them, or that I guess what's the word? I guess it reinforces like this toxic culture
Yeah.
that hip hop and rap promotes.
Yeah.
What do they call
Like-
that word? Go ahead. But
Yeah.
that, you know that word when you exploiting.
That's the one.
Exploitation.
Exploitation.
Yes, exploiting. They getting their asses exploited. It's like dang, like, you know, when does it change? Like how do we change it? You know, how does it change?
Talk to 50 Cent. He got the answers.
You do?
No,
Yeah.
I just said that because of his view when the whole situation about the baby happened. He was saying that the baby didn't have the proper guidance that he needed once he reached a certain status, and that's what harmed him because he made those comments. And that's
all it is.
And that's all the rappers need. I know Lil Baby, he said he paid for people to stay out the streets, and Young Thug paid for Lil Baby to stay out the streets. He paid them like, hey, don't go back to the streets. Like, you got some, use it. You can work.
That's the type of action we need.
Right.
Yeah. For people that's gonna really work, you know, for these people that's working, you know, you stay out the streets, man. You don't have to be there. It's not a must that you go back and hang out in your own hood. Meek Mill said he don't go back to his own block because he know that same spot of that block he'd get killed at. You know. Now.
What have my hood actually done for me? You feel what I'm saying? Outside of the people that I love, my family, my friends.
That's the hood right there.
Right. I mean, that's my hood.
Yeah.
My family, that's my hood.
And see me, man, even with what we doing now, like all of us with the whole film and stuff like that, I'm not looking for the neighborhood. I'm looking at the community as a whole, all sides. Like, yeah, I know where I come from.
For sure.
I know where I come from. I know my people that's on that side. I know who I fool with and stuff like that.
Savages.
But it's like,
no, you're kidding. Go ahead.
But yeah, man, like I said, it's not a hood thing for me. It's a community thing. It's not just one side of the city. You trying to build up the whole city,
Right.
and build up the entertainment industry here in Nashville. We got such a small community, but we got a rich community. It's just we got to figure out how to come together and elevate together.
Right.
And it's almost like what's going on with what we say with people not wanting to see people do better than them and stuff like that. It's a lot of that here. I mean, it's in every community, every city. So don't just think that it's in the big cities. You got small cities, smaller cities. You got towns and stuff like that where it's that one person is coming out and supposed to be,
What's his name that came from here? What's the guy's name? He raps. Bankroll. Didn't he get beat up or shot?
He got shot.
He got shot here.
In Little Rock.
In Little Rock. He got shot. When Lil JJ was popping, he come back, he used to get his tail whooped all the time.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
I never understood that. Like,
because I'm like, even with what you said where he go by Big JJ now.
Big JJ.
But dude, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, dude, be minding his business, man. Come on, he got family and stuff here, man. And,
right.
And it's sad, man, that the man can't even just step out and have a good time without somebody coming and just bother you, bro.
And that's the thing about the Young Dolph situation, man.
Right.
He's at a bakery. Mm-hmm. He's at a bakery. He's just visiting his mom. His mom lives there, and he's going to a bakery of all places. One of the sweetest places, no pun intended, buying some cookies. And they pull up to the bakery just to catch some stripes and off them. And I'm like, what does that really build for you? Because
exactly.
People don't. A lot of people don't look at that. Like, what does it do for me? Okay, I'm looked at as this certain type of person, but once I step outside of this city, these type of people almost never get to leave their community.
For real.
Because they do something like that, and then they're praised there. They step outside of the city, they're almost no one. They're nobodies. Because nobody knows, and they can't find out, or they're gonna get snitched on.
For real.
And then they go to prison, and you ain't nobody in prison. You killed one of my favorite rappers. That happens. And,
for real.
No respect. There's no real respect coming from that. A lot of times it's just fear. People fear you now, and you believe that's the way to get your respect, and it's not. You get your respect by doing what you're supposed to do, not doing something that you think is gonna put fear into someone and make them look at you different and uphold you to a certain standard when you don't have that standard or plateau at all.
That part.
It's going to just make you look like a bad guy. And for whoever comes retaliating after the fact, they know who they're coming for. And you can say you're ready all day, ready to die. And those people usually are just ready to die. And a lot of people that come from these cities, they live in just to die. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's important to move cautious and have security around your own city once you reach a certain status. Definitely after being involved in that lifestyle. Because these people have no heads, and they coming and taking people off.
For sure.
It's very, very sad.
Yeah.
Circumstance.
The mentality is terrible.
Yeah. All right, man. But before we close out on this topic about Young Dolph, I was been reading threads, blogs, IG, social media been popping in. People saying, some real crazy stuff, man. Talking about some, give us Dolph back. Y'all can have Bankroll Freddie. Why you take Dolph? Y'all can have Boosie. Like, how do you fix your mouth to wish death on somebody else? Like, man, it's a tragedy. I find that shit is really stupid.
It's sickening. Yeah. Like, sick.
Yeah,
like, how do you offer somebody else life up that ain't doing it? They minding their business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't had nothing to do with the situation.
and these people just be talking about music wise and not realizing not realizing
people
what they're saying. This is
I'm
not
like,
about
so,
music, guys.
So you rather trade another black father? I'm gonna just say Boosie, another black father with kids. He taking care of his kids. Now people question some of his.
It makes a lot of sense.
But you know, you rather see this black father dead versus this one.
Yeah.
Like that's it's our people. It's the black community. It's our people. But it's a lot of young folks, young-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's on these threads on social media, and it's like somebody else they was arguing about this King of Memphis stuff between him and Gotti. It doesn't matter.
Clout.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
And they bring that conversation back up once the man has passed away.
Clout.
That is also a very sick thing to me. Mm-hmm. Just to bring something like that, something that has nothing to do with the situation at hand. So I'm not putting out a sincere post, sending condolences to his family and friends. None of that. It's like, Dolph was the king of Memphis. Oh no, Gotti the king of Memphis. And now you're arguing back and forth about a dead man and a man who's living his life and probably not even thinking about that, thinking about the king of Memphis. Big distractions.
And, it was, another thing too. They were talking about. I see the comment said, so this is why Gotti don't go back to Memphis.
I mean,
well, that says a lot.
It says a lot.
Now that one I was like, that one had me thinking. That when I seen that comment, I was like, you know what? And I see why Boosie is saying what he said.
And he made so much sense.
Lil Wayne said the same thing. He said, after he moved his mama away from there, he said, I have no reason to go back and visit Louisiana. He said he loved Louisiana. Made tons of songs for Louisiana, raised money and did everything for the community. How they grew up and all.
And see, people look at it too like, they say, well, Gotti ain't coming back, he ain't doing it. People be capping, man. These folks be sending money back to the community. They just not coming first because they feel like their life would be threatened. And that's a smart move. Right. Why go be a sitting target?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this man, dog, you know what I'm saying? He said, this man at the bakery getting cookies, bro. Ain't nobody expecting nobody to ambush them at the bakery trying to get some cookies.
Right.
And then I seen people asking questions, talking about well, he should have had his security, he should have did. I'm like, bro, the man went to the bakery to get some cookies. And I'm like, man, sometimes, bro, you want to be by yourself. You don't want 150 people with you everywhere you go.
Everybody can't move like Kevin Gates, though. Kevin Gates be right by himself all the time. It does not matter. But Kevin Gates, who he beefing with? Ain't nobody beefing with Kevin Gates.
Because he don't.
Because he don't what?
He's just a different type of.
Yeah, you're a different type of somebody.
I would say that one.
Kevin Gates different. Hey, I ain't gonna speak on that man's name. God bless him.
They be wilding in Memphis though.
They do be wilding in Memphis. Memphis is wild.
I heard some stories.
Yeah, I got family in Memphis. Upper class Memphis. They do not live in the hood areas, but when I go and visit and I like to stop by certain stores in Memphis, they got this big old store in Memphis, all these crazy clothes. But I notice the activity goes on around there, and I see it and I look, and even when we pass through Memphis, coming from certain places, me and my family, my dad would say, I don't want to stop in Memphis. He said, I don't want to stop there. And he does cause I be having to use the restroom, and he'd be like, can you hold it? And I'd be like, nah. Now everybody gotta go into the McDonald's in Memphis, where there's a lot of trouble going on, and the reason why they lock their doors after a certain time at night. You can only go through the drive-through, just like here in Little Rock, the McDonald's on Broadway and stuff like that, and Wendy's on Broadway. They lock their doors after a certain time and don't let people in because all the foolishness that goes on around those areas. And Memphis is just as bad.
Yeah. So, we just gonna dedicate this show to Young Dolph and his family. Prayers, to Memphis, man, to Young Dolph, wife, family, kids, his mother,
Everybody whose life that he impacted.
Right.
Like, he impacted so many people, apparently. It's like...
And for people that see people out, celebrities out, while they're handling personal matters, don't record a live video of where these people are and post it.
No.
Definitely, if you know they're a part of that, they've been a part of that type of scene of violence and criminal activities in their past. Don't go recording these people and posting it, because a lot of times that lets their ops know where they are, and so they make moves that way as well. And that's a big problem.
And see, that's how Pop Smoke got caught.
Yeah.
Caught up when he was at their Airbnb when they were shooting the music video, and he went live.
Yeah, he accidentally
showed the address, and some people came to try to rob him. They ended up killing him, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful out here, man.
And that's why the baby was beating up that person at the hotel that was recording him. He was like, "Stop recording me. Don't do that, because I'm in a certain area right now. I'm in the city or whatever. People want my head. Don't do that. You're gonna give them my exact location, and then what? I'm gonna be another dead rapper. My family ain't gonna be able to get taken care of the same way. Don't you know that I'm the only one that's doing this?" You know, a lot of times these rappers, they're the only ones that's doing what they're doing. The only people that got certain business and pools and connections to bring in all the money to take care of everyone that they take care of. They're not just taking care of their wife and kids, they're taking care of mothers, uncles, aunties, cousins, and friends as well. A lot of people are dependent upon these people, and people are just taking them away out of pure spite and evilness. So don't be recording people when they out like that and posting them where they are.
I mean, you can take a picture, but do you have to post it on social media? You feel what I'm saying?
At least not at the time.
Right, not at the time of, of it happening.
Especially not with somebody resigning for the evening. Like, when they be staying there, laying their head, sleeping, man. When you out in public at the mall, they making the mall, that mean that that's when they coming out to see the fans. So, like, when they moving about like that, not when they on their way to their room to retire for the night, to relax and unwind and get their mind off stuff.
Normalize respecting celebrity space.
Right. They are humans too.
They are humans.
All right. Well, final thought before we get up out of here. I just got one question for the people. Just comment down below on the video. Question is, do you think that the rap beef is getting out of hand? Do you think rap beefs are getting out of hand? And if you know about a rap beef or a certain rap beef, leave it in the comments.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Like I said, we gonna get ready to close this one out. Like I said, man, rest in peace to Young Dolph, man.
Definitely.
Definitely prayers up. And man, love your family, hug your people, man.
For real.
You never know when it's your time or their time to go. So cherish them, cherish the moments now, live for today.
Yeah.
And then focus on tomorrow.
Yes. When tomorrow comes.
That part.
Nice.
All right, so I'm your boy Shunn B. You can follow me on Instagram at official Shunn_B. That's SHUNN.
I'm KS Rich. You can follow me on Instagram at ks.richardson.
I'm King Matthew. You can find me on Instagram at King Matthew the First. That's King Matthew I. And also follow me on Facebook at Matthew Moden.
I'm Jessica, aka J Baby. You can follow me on Instagram at Jessica.cn_ and on Facebook Jessica Lockhart. And we out.
We out.